Angel Vane, and this is episode 67 of my author's diary. I am an author of crime thrillers for women, and every week I take you through the ups and downs that I go through as I try to write and publish new books. This week, we're talking about changes that are coming. Now, I don't know if you're like me, but I've been sitting in my house like, when can things get back to normal? I just want to get back to normal. Yeah, okay. So that's what I've been doing. Then last week, I get an email from the day job, the powers that be that run the company, saying, oh, we are shifting all of our offices back to work from the office at 20 to 30% capacity. And on top of that, people who are considered to be in a leadership position must start going back to work full time in October. Oh, that's me, y'all. So that means I have to go back to work to the office full time in October. And let's just say I'm not handling it very well. So I'll get into the feelings that evoked for me when I got the email. But first, I want to let you know what I'm making this week. So I'm sticking with the drinks aspect, but I'm going to do something that I know how to do well. I don't know how many of you guys love Jamba Juice, like I love Jamba Juice, but sometimes you don't feel like shelling out $7 for a Jamba Juice. You just want to do it on a cheap level. Well, I have a perfect way for you to replicate a Jamba Juice-like smoothie from home. So I'm going to show you guys how to do that. I hope you love it. Now, getting back to this going back to work, right? So this is a part of normal, right? Part of going back to normal is not just the good stuff of being able to hug your friends again and going on vacation and things like that, but it's also, oh yeah, going back into the office and actually doing my job from the work location and not from upstairs in my house. So I can tell you the first thing that I started to feel was panic. Like, I don't want to go back. I love working from home. And you know, a lot of people have different situations where, you know, if you have a lot of distractions in the home, perhaps going back to the office actually would work better for you. I have no distractions in my house, like none, right? So yeah, waking up right around, 15 or 20 minutes before my first meeting of the day, that works perfect for me. That fits so perfectly for me. And so I was just, stunned a little bit that, oh, okay, I'm gonna have to put on real work clothes to go to work now. I'm gonna have to actually get myself in that mentality and drive to work and be in the office with other people. And I don't wanna go. I don't want to go because I'm looking at my job and I'm like, hey, I have the type of job that you can do from anywhere. Half of my day, I'm on conference calls with people in Canada anyway. What do they care if I'm sitting in my office or I'm sitting upstairs in my house? It doesn't matter to them one way or the other. And then when you think about the type of work that I do, everything is on the laptop. I can take that laptop anywhere. So why do I have to go back to the office? Okay, well, yeah, I supervise a team, and it would be good to really interact with my team and see them face to face, be there for the ad hoc questions as they pop up, bounce ideas off of each other. So yeah, then I'm like, okay, fine, I get it, right? I get why working in one location for a team really does help with productivity, efficiency, and sharing of information and sharing of knowledge way better than what we can do when we're all working from home. All right, so I get it. But I'm still not ready to go. So I switched from panicking to deception. So they're giving us an out. You can get an exemption from going to work from the office if you have a true medical reason for being concerned about going back. And so I started to think, okay, well, technically I do have exercise-induced asthma. So what that means is when I'm working out next to someone of my same, size, not the little skinny people, but people of my same size, you will see that I am breathing way harder than other people are for the same amount of exercise. And it's because I do have that exercise-induced asthma. So I got control over it pretty quickly back when I was in high school because I played tennis on the high school team. And for me, I really had to try to learn how to manage it so that I'm not exerting so much where I get too out of breath. And so I don't need an inhaler or anything like that, but I do find that I have a little bit of a reduced lung capacity for the normal of someone that's my height and weight and everything like that. I start to think, okay, Angel, you do have some legitimate medical concerns here for a virus that attacks your respiratory system, right? Why don't I pull one of those out and maybe just try to get an exemption so I can continue to work from home? And then I was like, girl, please. You know that that's not really a concern for you. So don't even trip, don't even try it, right? Don't even go there. Because the main thing, I don't want to start presenting that up like it's going to be a big issue, and then all of a sudden, I've spoken it into the earth. And now it is a big issue for me. And I'm like, why am I having these lung problems? No, I don't want to have no lung problems. So I'm not going to start talking to people like, oh, I can have lung problems. No, I don't want that on me. So I'm not even going to talk about it. I'm not going to even like introduce that as something that could start to like impact my life for real, right? Do you get what I'm saying? So then I said, okay, I'm not going to do the deception. So I understand I can work from the office. It's okay. And I really slipped into resignation. I became resigned to the fact that you actually need to go back to the office because you are getting too comfortable working from home. And this was never meant to be a permanent situation. And when I thought about it, okay, if I have to go to work full time, my team doesn't have to go to work full time. It'll only be 20 to 30% of the people in the office. That's the best way to acclimate myself in slowly back into the mindset of going into the office every day. And so now I'm at the point where, okay, all right, I can go to the office, but all of this, I can't wait for stuff to get back to normal. Yeah, I hadn't really contemplated the work aspect of things going back to normal. And that part, yeah, that kind of sucks. All right, so now I'm thinking, okay, well, what is going to be the impact for me, and especially what's the impact to my writing? But before I get into that, let's make us a Jamba Juice like smoothie. Yay! Y'all know I love super simple recipes, super simple ways of preparing things. So really all you need for this Jamba Juice smoothie is some type of blender. I actually have a magic bullet. So here is my magic bullet. So I use the magic bullet. And then you're gonna need some mixed fruit. But the key here is that you wanna get frozen mixed fruit. And that way you don't have to put ice into the smoothie and you don't have to water your smoothie down because you have to add ice to your fruit. You get the fruit that's already frozen. So I have this huge bag here. This is H-E-B's mixed fruit. And so it has pineapples and strawberries and other stuff. Grapes. What else is in here? I don't know. Peaches, strawberries, cantaloupe, pineapple, red grapes, and a bunch of acids and stuff to maintain color. So, in addition to that, the key of, okay, well, what is the smoothie gonna taste like? It depends on your base. So if you really want the base to be very subtle, then you wanna use orange juice. Now, when I decide to make this, I don't really have that much orange juice in the house right now. So I have this Minute Maid 100% orange juice, and then I have some remnants here of my Trop 50 orange juice that I'm gonna use. My preferred orange juice is Tropicana Pure Premium Homestyle, right? So I like to get that and use that for my smoothies. I like to get it with some pulp because they don't make the kind that has lots of pulp anymore, which like really ticks me off because I love orange juice with lots of pulp. But getting the orange juice with some pulp also adds to that thickness, that richness that you want for a smoothie consistency. So the way to make it is super easy. You're gonna take your little cup for the magic bullet and you do equal parts of liquid and fruit. So I'm gonna put 1 cup of mixed fruit, 1 cup. you want to add 1 cup of orange juice. Now, if you want your smoothie to taste like, other flavors, it all depends on what kind of juice you want to add to it. I really like doing my smoothies more with lemonades, different types of lemonade. So I've done raspberry lemonade or strawberry lemonade, and I've done just plain lemonade. Any type of fruit punch, fruit juice will work. And this is almost a cup, but not quite. So I'm gonna put the last little sliver of this Trop 50 in here. See if I can get it to be a cup. Yep. Look at that, 1 cup exactly. Oh my Lord, please don't spill this over. All right, so I have 1 cup of fruit mixed in with 1 cup of orange juice. You take the magic bullet and you screw the top on like so. And I'm trying to pull my magic bullet back a little bit so y'all can see that. So you want to make sure it's tight so that it doesn't like squish all out on you. Okay, so what you'll find sometimes is that the magic bullet doesn't really crunch up and slice up the fruit very well, so you kind of have to shake it a little bit. And so then yep, it's all good. So now you have your smoothie, and then you just take the top off here. And magic bullet is really cool because you basically make the smoothie in the cup that you're going to be drinking out of. I want to show you what the consistency looks like there. You can actually see that like this is a smoothie consistency. So yummy. Okay, so this one, I think I put a lot of pineapple in it, and my little scoop of fruit, because it tastes very pineapple-y, really good. Love smoothies. Okay, so that's it. Super duper simple. So, like I was saying, getting back to, okay, well, what am I gonna do now that I know I have to go back to work? September has already been a really, really, really good shift back to positivity towards my writing, getting more writing done, feeling more productive, feeling more creative. And so there is some concern there that will this be disrupted when I have to start back going to the day job? And what I started to realize was that I'm gonna have to re-implement a little bit of structure around when I write, even though in September I've just kind of been free flowing. Do you feel like writing? Do you not feel like writing? What do you want to do? Okay. And so I think I'm gonna have to implement a little more structure back into my day around when I write, how I can actually make sure that I'm still making progress towards my writing goals and I don't hit a snag. Because when you have to go into work, and think about this, like I live about an hour away from the office. So that's an hour commute out and an hour commute back, on top of doing 8 or 9 hours of a work day. And so by the time I get home after doing that, it's going to take me a while to get reacclimated so that I'm not just like completely and utterly exhausted when I get home. So once I try to get used to that aspect of it, then I have to remind myself, okay, how do I shift out of work zone and into creative zone? And one of the things I remember doing back before all of COVID happened was I would come home after I had done whatever my exercising was, eat some dinner, watch something on TV, because watching a show or something like that on TV, one, that's watching something that's an entertainment, that's creative, that's a storytelling. So I'm watching someone else who has created a story, and I'm watching either some episode or something like that. That helps to put me in a creative mindset, because not only am I watching for enjoyment, I'm also paying attention to some of the writing techniques and how they decide to tell the story, what if they keep a secret, things like that. That's kind of going on in my head as I watch. And so by the time that show is over, I'm ready. I'm already kind of shifted into that mindset, and I can actually start flowing myself into writing my own novels. So overall, I really think this is a positive sign, because I really have not been doing anything outside of my house. And having to go back into work, I think that's going to free me up to be not to have so much trepidation about going out and doing other things, because I'm going to be in the mindset of, okay, here's how I go out safely and interact and be around other people without putting myself at risk and without putting anyone else at risk. I really feel like that will open me up to wanting to do other things out and about in a safe manner, right? Because like, I love going to museums. I have not been to a museum in forever. I missed all of these different exhibitions and things that they were supposed to have, because even when things opened back up, I was worried about going into the museum. Well, you can social distance in a museum. Like, I can start going back to a museum now, but I just haven't. And I'm hoping that once I start going back to work, it'll open me up and I will be less worried about going out and doing other things that can be done in a socially distant way. So that's all I got for you this week. Let me know if you try my super simple way of making a replica Jamba Juice smoothie. I hope you love it as much as I love it. And if you want to continue to keep up with me and all the ups and downs that I go through as I try to write and publish new books, click the subscribe button. Then don't forget to click that little silver bell so you won't miss when I'm doing a video. And I will see you next time.